So here we are in Bayswood. This is where we've been taking part in our Release the Titans project. This is a project where we've had an area of woodland that's been planted up probably in the 50s or 60s, like a lot of our native woodlands were post-war, with non-native softwood trees. So it's a broadleaf deciduous woodland full of native species that's then been planted up with all these alien species. In particular in this area we've got Western-Red cedar and Norway spruce. In amongst those, we've still got our native trees that have struggled to come up through it. So in particular in this area, we have some lovely oak trees. Being in coppice with standard woodlands, we don't get particularly ancient oak trees here, so anything old we really want to keep hold of. And we knew that in amongst this very dark, or what was a very dark, softwood plantation, we had these lovely oak trees in amongst it. So the project's been to release those, we call halo releasing, so gradually opening up the area to allow them to get some light on them. Up until now, they've been really hemmed in with all these very dark Western Red cedar and Norway spruce, and literally just the tops of them have been getting light. So by opening it up, not the whole area, but most of it, we're allowing them to re-establish and get a foothold, and we're already noticing younger growth coming out beneath them. Some of the trees, like the one behind us, have actually died. They've been hemmed in so long that has actually killed them. Not particularly bad thing here. Standing deadwood is a very important habitat, so that's something we're very keen to keep throughout the woodland. From a wildlife point of view, that's a fantastic thing. So this woodland, obviously being planted up with all these non-native softwood trees, being very dark, being planted really close together so we can force them up to make a nice straight tree, hasn't been particularly good for wildlife. Get a few things like crossbills and siskins, we use these areas, and again our goldcrests, but nothing like the variety of wildlife we get elsewhere in the woodland. The oak trees that we're releasing in here, they harbour large amounts of our native flora and fauna, so everything from our smallest grubs and beetles up to some of our butterflies and moths. And again, like this year being a fantastic mast year with lots of acorns, then become food for the deer and all the other native mammals, like that sort of thing. The softwood trees themselves, they're not from this country, so we don't have the species that are associated with them, and so hence it not being so rich for wildlife. Because we've suddenly opened up this area, it was very dark. Now, as you can see, the light's flooding in. It's allowing to reach the floor. In amongst this, because many seeds have a very long seed life, decades in fact. So they're just there waiting for the right opportunity. Now the sun's cutting down here. We're already noticing plant species that we weren't seeing in here beforehand. So they're flourishing with all this extra light coming in. We have up to 70 species of woodland indicator species in amongst this woodland, and most of them are light-loving. Being a coppice woodland, the areas were on a rotation of sort of under 20 years. Each area was cleared, leaving just standard oak trees in amongst it, and so a lot of these plants that are here are light-loving species.